Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Yvonne, and I'll be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Alrighty. So, let's get into this. Okay, so I just saw two cards on that split. Um, and it was divine masculine and then it was healer of the ages, and what I was getting from that is healing the divine masculine aspect or working on that and unlocking abilities with the internal masculine energy. Okay, so if that's something that you've been focused on, um this definitely could be a reading. um the divine masculine energy within us. So we all have a balance of masculine, feminine energies. The masculine energy is the action oriented energy. It's the output energy. So it's the taking divinely inspired action part of the equation. And so you could be focused on that. Listening to the guidance and then taking action when that guidance comes in. Could be balancing out the internal feminine masculine energies. Mm, okay. And then action with the action card. So there is definitely something here where you are being guided to take action. For some of you, it could actually have something to do with community because we've got all tied up in community. So there could be something here where there could be like attachments to maybe some people who aren't really yeah, maybe not as big of a part of your highest timeline, your dream reality, whatever you want to term it. The most aligned, authentic version of you. So there could be people that you're letting go of or you're being guided to let go of. Um, yeah. Okay. And then we've got action. Okay, what are they being guided to take action on? Okay. That one came out really fast. We've got Angel of Love. So I asked, what are they being guided to take action on? And we've got the Angel of Love. So, okay, this could definitely, we'll see. Um, this could be a romantic sense, but this could also be just in a broader sense, taking action on things that are aligned with that frequency of love. Okay, so what is it that you love doing? What is it that you love creating? What is it that you love putting energy into and receiving energy back from? Could be a person, obviously, it could be a romantic person. This could also be aligning with soul family in a platonic way and changing your community to have more of this loving frequency where it's mutually supportive, it's mutually beneficial, it's reciprocal. It's, it's a friend that you can call and you're having a hard day, some of that, some of those worthiness wounds are coming up to the surface because you're tapping into massive expansion, and you call somebody and they're able to actually help you move through that instead of a distraction of, well, I'm struggling with this, so I'm going to call this friend and then we're going to talk about this thing or that thing, or go hang out and distract ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. That's sometimes that's a good thing to do, is to just pull out of whatever it is that you're not sure about and go do something. And then sometimes you can get insight with that, and or it can kind of reset you a little bit. Then you can kind of come at it from a fresh perspective. You'll see something from a different light and be able to kind of move through it. And then there's the friends that, you can actually call and have like a more vulnerable conversation with, and they can actually help to move you through that. And then when they're having a rough time, you can be like, oh, well, if you look at it from this lens, because we all have blind spots. And so sometimes we'll be like, oh, well, it just is what it is. And then somebody else will be like, well, actually, if you look at it from this perspective, and then it's like, oh, and you can have this like revelation. So I feel like there is definitely this up leveling of people around you that you're being called to take action on. So it could be kind of pulling away from some people who maybe are a little more toxic, maybe a little more karmic, and it's not saying there's anything wrong with that person or anything else. It's just sometimes we're in those dynamics where when you talk to certain people, all of a sudden you hang up the phone or you go back home after hanging out with them, and then you just feel like worse than you felt before. You feel hopeless. You feel, it's kind of that type of energy. And so if that's the types of people that you've been used to being around, this could be kind of a call to action to allow yourself to kind of pull away from people like that for, just for a little bit even, and then open yourself up to more loving reciprocal connections, even in a platonic sense. There was something else that was coming through. What was it, Spirit? Oh, I heard it and then it left. Um, it'll come back. It'll come back if it's meant to. What the hell was it? Okay. So what else is going on with this community all tied up and then over here with action and angel of love? Co-create, yeah. Okay, so there could be somebody that you're being called to co-create with. So this is going to be somebody who is more, optimistic. Somebody who knows, oh, that was what it was. It was worthiness. That's right. So, okay, we'll get back to the co-create in a minute. It was also allowing yourself to feel like you are worthy of connections like that. That you are worthy of connections that are mutually beneficial, that are reciprocal, that are beneficial to you, and then you provide, a beneficial energy to that person. Um, kind of more of that positive, optimistic, let's help each other succeed and win. And I want to see you win because I'm over here focused on myself winning and I know we're both capable. So, I'll help you, you help me, and we'll go get the thing, we'll do the thing. And so it's also knowing that you're worthy of connections like that. And especially if it is a romantic sense, it's really understanding that you are worthy of a connection like this. That has that dynamic where you are co-creating together in a very beautiful, harmonious way. It's the energy of being able to have you and another person or multiple people focus on a goal and then actually build towards that. Listen to the guidance, take the certain action, accept the opportunities that are coming in for you, and actually build and align with the life that you are desiring to live, the one where you wake up and you're excited for life and you've got opportunities and you've got people in your corner that are actually supporting you, that don't have that, subconscious or, secretive kind of jealousy aspect, or deep down they actually don't want to see you win, and so that comes out in little weird sabotaging statements and shit. And so it's aligning with people who actually want to see you win. And the thing is there are people out there that want to see you win, that know you're capable of winning, and whatever that looks like for you. The thing is when you're aligning with people who have a lot of unhealed wounds and don't feel like they're worthy of it and don't feel like they're capable of winning in their own life, they're not going to be able to actually push you and help support you in a true whole way because they're not in that energy for themselves. So there's going to be limitations. They're not going to be able to help push that expansion. And so there is that concept of like, be mindful of the, what is it? I think it's 5 people that you spend most of your time with. Um, there is truth to that. It is an energy thing. If you're trying to be over here all high vibe and shit, and then you're around a lot of people who are not, it's going to affect your ability to stay in that high vibration. It just is what it is. It's just energy dynamics. Um, in appreciation, yeah. So this is whoever you're being called to co-create with, there is this level of appreciation for this person, and it's mutual. And so this is a situation where you both are appreciating each other. You are both supporting each other. You both are in more of an attitude of gratitude just in general. And then when you are talking to somebody else who is capable of embodying that energy, it's going to snowball in a very positive direction because it's going to be very expanding as far as the energy dynamic that you experience with that person versus limiting. And so, yeah, this is really beautiful. There's very much this energy of releasing patterns, limiting beliefs, and healing some of those wounds that are very limiting. And then it's really shifting into this expansion energy where you know you are worthy, where you know you are capable of living the life that you desire. Um There's also something coming through. What was it? Oh, it just left again. Okay, it'll come back. What was it? Oh, yes. So this is a really interesting wound, but I think from my observation, more people have this one than you would think. It's um, it's almost, I'm hearing fear of happiness. And it sounds really weird, but it's a real thing. And it's something like if you have difficulty really allowing yourself to feel happiness, joy, excitement, and there's a part of you that like you want to get excited, but you're not going to allow yourself to get excited till you're actually in the moment because anything can change up until that point. The other shoe might drop. And then even like when you're in that moment and you're experiencing that thing that you're excited about, there's still a part of you that's kind of like, don't allow yourself to get too excited because this might not last forever. Prepare. It's that inner sense of like prepare, kind of prepare to get hurt, prepare to get let down. And so when you've experienced that and not really allowed yourself to fully be happy and excited because you're kind of waiting for something to go wrong. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop, stuff like that. Then what will happen is then you will start to attract experiences, people, situations, all sorts of things where that is what you experience. And so it's really allowing yourself to know that there is a life where the other shoe doesn't drop. There is a life for you where you are with somebody that can be long term and it can be happy and joyful for the most part. We're all humans. And so, there's going to be bad days, but it's like for the most part, the set point of that relationship is contentment, is peace, is joy, is happiness. And then there's also freedom. And so there could be an element in here, especially in a romantic sense, if you really value your freedom, there can also be something here about not wanting to get tied down because then you lose your sense of freedom. Well, the thing is, when you are aligning with somebody who you are co creating with, who is on your same level, who's in your corner truly, and you're in their corner truly, and you both mutually want to see the other succeed and live their best life, and then you're going at life together, it's just a very different dynamic, and you can experience freedom in a committed relationship. Especially because I'm getting if freedom for you is very important, then I feel like you are actually aligning with somebody who that is a core desire for them as well. They want to feel that element of freedom. And you can experience that with another person. So that could be something else that's kind of going on. You're kind of processing through and moving through is like, how do I have my freedom, but also be tied down, is what I'm hearing. And you can experience both of those simultaneously. Especially if you're aligned with somebody else who also really values that sense of freedom. Because if you've got freedom with finances, freedom with your time, freedom to do what it is you want to do, to take a last minute vacation to the beach, whatever it is, you can still experience that freedom energy, but still be in a committed relationship and be, it's kind of the best of both worlds, really. Um, And so I feel like that's really what you're shifting into is being able to align with people, whether it's in a romantic sense or platonic, whatever it is that you're desiring right now. And maybe for some of you, it's both. And you are allowing yourself at this point to, because you're walking this temple path, this is the path back to self. This is the spiritual path, the enlightenment path, the self growth path, the self healing path. It's a path of authenticity and alignment. Um, because you're walking this path, it is completely possible for you to experience happy, harmonious connections in multiple areas of your life, business connections, friends, romantic partner, and so on. So it is something that I feel like you are aligning with. I just feel like there's a little bit of releasing and letting go and kind of, yeah, walking away from people, places, and things that are no longer in alignment, that are holding you back in a way. And it's not saying it's intentional, it's not blaming them. It's just understanding that when you're around a bunch of limiting people who are more worried all the time and anxious all the time, and it's really, everything's kind of limited, that kind of bleeds off, it kind of, it really does. It energetically will seep into your field. And so it's kind of about breaking those chains and releasing those attachments. And, it's not saying that you have to like cut everybody off. It's just saying to pull some of that energy back and really balance it out by aligning with other people who are on this path, who have the capacity to help you with your expansion. And likewise, you're going to be able to help other people with their expansion because now you're on this path of expansion. And so you're sharing with other people things you've learned, and they're sharing with you what they've learned. And then you're, talking to people who maybe are where you're trying to get. Maybe they've got businesses. Like, let's say you're looking for a heart-centered successful business. This could be aligning with people who have a heart-centered successful business. And then people who have successful businesses, they'll share with you different things that worked. They'll share with you shortcuts. Um, Especially when we're talking, on this path, there's not a lot of people on this path will gatekeep, because this is the path where you understand that everybody has their own capacity and their own willingness to win. And there's, it's not limited. Success isn't limited. You don't have to covet it. You can share it because there's plenty to go around. There's plenty of resources. There's plenty of abundance for everybody. And so it's just a different type of person that you're now aligning with. It's different. Um, um, it's just more expansive. And the thing is too, and this is something that, I think a lot of us do have to kind of go through on this path at some point, is if you're used to people who are kind of like this, where it's more limiting, it's more, you have to have your guard up all the time. And, it's kind of, it's just different, right? It's just more limiting. When you're used to this, it is weird to shift into this energy of being open to these other types of connections, especially if you haven't experienced that yet. And so it's one of these things, like, just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not for you. It doesn't mean you're not worthy of it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It's just something you haven't experienced yet. And what a beautiful thing that is. Because now what that does is that opens you up to this whole new realm of experiences that you are now aligning. Yeah, there definitely could be something here about passion and creativity. There's also sensuality that is governed by this chakra. This is the second chakra. It's the sacral. Sits in between the base of the spine and the belly button. The color is orange. And so there definitely could be something here where you're tapping back into creativity. You're tapping back into passions. Of course, could be a sensual energy if it is like a romantic connection that you're aligning with right now. And then there's also the other community card in going the distance. And so it's really saying that you have the resources and the ability to go the distance and really align with a community that is more in alignment with who you are now and who you are shifting into. I feel like you're going through a major identity shift and probably breaking down the ego, releasing those attachments, releasing limiting beliefs, healing some of those core wounds, like childhood wounds, maybe some inner child healing, like conscience, inner child healing work, stuff like that. And because you're in the process of doing these things, you are ready to go the distance and align with a different community that is going to be supportive and uplifting and push for your expansion and so on and so forth. And so it's one of these things that, um, interesting. So I just got a message for some of you, if you've been kind of identifying with being like antisocial or not wanting to people because it's draining, what that is it's really about being around people that are out of alignment. And so now you're really shifting into this energy where you're going to be aligning with people who are in alignment. And when you're aligning with people that are aligned with you, that are on this temple path, that are working on their own stuff and living their own best life. It's just infectious. And so it's going to be such a different experience that you get to have. And so I feel like this is really coming through to let you know, like, don't block this, don't self sabotage, keep doing what you're doing, and keep knowing that you are worthy and deserving of these types of connections because you are. And now you get to experience people and experiences in life in just such a different way. It's more about allowing yourself to actually feel deserving and worthy of this type of experience that you are desiring right now. And so I feel like, yeah, there's definitely been a worthiness wound for this collective for a while, and sometimes it takes a while to process through it. Um and sometimes it'll like finally process when you are actually communicating with somebody else and you get it confirmed back to you that it is a mutual thing. Or yeah, something like that. There's something here with this is going to be reflected back to you by another person. It's just you're going to have to allow that to happen and take action on that. And so it's like you're ready for this. I feel like there's a little bit of holding yourself back. And it's because of past experiences, and so it's understandable. And now you're really being asked to like kind of tap into that courage and know that you are worthy and deserving of this and allow yourself to have it reflected back to you by another person. So there is at least one person here for the collective I'm talking to that you are aligned with, and it's like you're being guided to take action to connect with this person, and it very well could be this person that actually helps reflect back your actual, worthiness, basically. And it's one of those things like, of course you're worthy. You're a, you're a divine spark walking around in a human body. That makes you worthy of the life that you desire. And so, it's just a lot of limiting beliefs and programs and all this other shit that we tell ourselves to be like, oh, we're not worthy. And then we experience situation after situation that confirms that. And so now you're shifting from that experience into opening yourself up to a different type of experience. And that's scary. That's vulnerable. That's, you're like, okay, and it can feel a little uncomfortable at first. Yeah, there's something here with you being called to communicate with a specific person that's going to help reflect this back to you and show you just how far you've come on this path. And it's really going to like reflect back to you your like your expansion and where you're at now. It's going to reflect back to you that you're further along on the path than you're giving yourself credit for. Yeah. Door to spirit, yeah. And this definitely has been sparked by some sort of awakening. Um, and so yeah, I feel like you are connecting with spirit in your own way, the divine in your own way. So keep doing that. Keep consciously connecting to source in whatever way that is for you, because that is what is going to continue to help you to fully align with people, places, and things in your life that are going to continue to reflect back your expansion. So it's like you're in this shift where maybe for a long time you had people reflecting limitations back to you. And then, it was like, yeah, it's just not in the cards for us or this or that. And then now you're kind of like, wait a minute, actually, I I do want this expansive life. I do want this. I'm connecting with source. I'm seeing that, certain things actually are possible. And I almost said are still possible. So that could be part of it too, is if you tabled some stuff, and just kind of let go of some things, gave up on some, childhood dreams, things like that, and then now it's coming back up for you when you're shifting back into that energy of like, hold on, I'm going to go after what it is that I want. Like, I'm only in this body for this lifetime, so I'm going to go after it. I'm going to do what I can to make this happen. If you're shifting into that energy, people who are more limited in operating from that energy aren't going to be able to fully support that expansion. And so and it does kind of get a little lonely sometimes on this path, but just know you're never alone. You've got a bunch of support in the spirit realm, and you are now aligning with actual people who can reflect back this expansion to you. And you have a deep knowing about the situation. You have a deep knowing that this is the life you are now aligning with. And you also have a deep knowing about some people, places, and things that you're being called to release. So whether that's actually fully cutting certain people off, or whether that's just kind of taking a giant step back, whether that's changing certain um behaviors or fucking like lifestyle things, the words aren't there. Just changing certain stuff in your lifestyle. And this could even be changing what you focus on. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you start focusing on what's going right. That alone, switching your perspective and starting to look for evidence of abundance, starting to look for evidence of things going in your favor, that right there can change your entire life. I kid you not. Just and it's understanding as well how powerful your focus is, and your energy and your attention is. That's why hold on. Uh, gotta be careful with how I word this. Your attention and your focus and your awareness is way more powerful than what we have been taught in our society. It's by design, and that's why there are so many wonderful opportunities to distract yourself and focus on whatever, with scrolling and just, constantly being bombarded by distractions and fear and distractions and fear. There's a reason for that. And so remember that your focus is extremely powerful. And I'm talking to a master manifester here. So that's another factor. So this is something where even just shifting your attention in your focus and starting to look for things that are going in your favor, even if it's just little things at first, you hit a green light instead of all red lights on your way to work. It can be little shit like that. The more you start focusing on things going in your favor and intending for things to go in your favor and aligning with people who are more on your vibration, things like that, that's when you're really going to get into that super expansive energy. And so so there is this deep knowing about releasing certain people, places, and things from your life, and it's gonna be in different ways. Again, sometimes it is to cut somebody off and just, it is what it is. And then sometimes it's just pulling your energy back and not not engaging with them on such a regular basis, or changing the way you do engage with certain people. You don't have to take every invitation into every argument and that you're invited to. You don't have to accept all of those invitations. You can choose not to. And that takes some work, but it's, especially if it's people who are they're just looking to engage and have arguments, and that's just kind of who they are. It takes a little bit to change how you show up in that relationship, but it can be done. I don't recommend doing that when it comes to like a romantic relationship, and I don't recommend doing that when it comes to, like, really close friends. That's more what I recommend doing if it's, like, a lifelong friend that you still want to, have some sort of relationship with, or, like, family members where you still wanna have a relationship with them, but there has to be solid, hardcore boundaries. Um Okay, then we've got rest and rejuvenation. So this could be a period of rest and rejuvenation for you. This could also be recommending to rest a little more and really focus on health, your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. In focusing on that a little more consciously and doing things that are more beneficial to your health. And that's also going to help you to shift and align with this beautiful expansive energy over here. And when you're in this expansive energy like this and you're growing and you're expanding, this is where new opportunities show up for you. This is where, different forms of abundance show up, different loving connections show up. Um, and just like it's that limitless energy. It's that if I'm aligned with it and I'm being called for it, I know that I have the capacity to have it and to do this thing. Um, so this is a really powerful energy. It really, really is. Okay. Let's get a little more. Yeah, let's get a little more. So we've got the expansive energy, resting, rejuvenating, going the distance. That one's an interesting one. Okay. Okay. Mm. So, okay, I was asking for clarity on going the distance. Okay. I feel like we're getting really specific now. So take this as it resonates. When I was asking for clarity on going the distance, what came out first was exchanging gifts, the thinking woman, and indecision. And so what I'm getting is this could be a situation where you are being called to go exchange something. And this doesn't have to be a physical, tangible thing. This could just be energy. This could be communication. This could be, I've heard the gift of presence. So like mutual, like going and exchanging this gift of mutual presence where you're just there and this person's there for you. It's that energy that was coming through earlier of like having a person actually in your corner who truly wants to see you win and live your best life. And then they're on that same path and then you help them. And so it's very mutual. It's very reciprocal. And so this could be really guiding you to go towards the thinking woman is a very intellectual, intelligent, feminine energy. So you could be being guided to go towards a feminine that is intellectual, maybe a little logical, or at least has that side of them. A very like this is somebody that you could I'm bleh. Okay, hold on. I just heard very mentally stimulating, and then it's somebody that you could have like a lot of really deep conversations with. Um So I feel like you're being guided to go towards this person, and this person is in alignment with you on this temple path. It's just this person is very different from the types of people you're used to being around. And so it's putting you in this indecision energy and it's triggering some of that inner stuff, you know. I'm getting definitely worthiness here, and then that self-sabotage energy. And it's one of those things that it is different. It is different when you get to this point on this journey and then you're guided towards somebody. And this is somebody who I'm hearing you feel might be a little above the level that you're at now. And I don't really, yeah, it's one of those things that I don't really see it that way because I'm feeling the energy. And maybe this person's a little far, maybe a little further down the temple path than you are right now, or maybe they've just been on this path a little longer. They've got a little more experience being on this path as far as linear time in this incarnation. Energetically, though, you and this person are in alignment. So that means you're on the same level. Okay. But yeah, so it's throwing you into this indecision energy. But then we've got the victory card that came out here. So what you're not seeing is you allowing yourself to take this action and go the distance here. This is victory. This is success. This is, this is letting you know that you are, and you've got a deep knowing about that as well. So there's a part of you when you're allowing yourself to pull into the present moment, connect with spirit, in whatever way that is for you, you have a deep knowing that this is going to be a potentially successful situation for you, a potentially successful relationship. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. This can be platonic. So maybe you're being called to work with like a mentor or somebody, but then you're feeling like, oh well, would that person actually want to work with me, and so on and so forth. And there is an alignment with you and this person's energy. So whatever however you're perceiving it right now, it's just it's the lens you're looking at it through that isn't in alignment. So it's your perception of it that is making you feel or making you believe that it's out that it's not in alignment, that you're not there yet, that you're not ready yet, that you have so much more to do. Energetically, though, it's like you already are a match vibrationally to work with this person. And again, this could be a mentor, this could be a business partner, this could be a friend, this could be obviously a romantic interest as well. So it's just going to vary, but it's really letting you know that like listen to that deep knowing because you do have success here in this energy. Okay. Huh. So we got woman holding a heart. This could definitely be somebody you're romantically interested in, regardless if you're masculine, feminine, man, woman, doesn't matter. Um, it's an energy thing. Okay. This could be a person that feels like home to you. If this is romantic, that explains why there's a little more hesitation in the energy. But there can still be a hesitation when you're being called to like work with somebody and then you're like, oh, well, how, is this person going to judge me or how are they going to view me or, I'm not on that level or whatever. It comes up in other situations too. It's a little compounded. Holy shit. Dude, it just freaking thundered and scared the shit out of me. And I normally do not jump like that when thunder hits. Okay, so anyways, um that's extra confirmation to what I was just saying. Um so this could be definitely a person that feels like home. Because of that thunder that just hit right there, maybe there's a part, okay, if this is romantic, there could be a part of you that feels like a storm is coming when it comes to this situation. But the interesting thing is it's like um hold on, I just sidetracked myself. There was like a witty, fucking funny comment that just came and then left. Um, I love storms, and so it's one of those like embrace the storm, look at the lightning. Anyways, but it's if you're feeling like there's a storm energy around the situation, what you're probably feeling is the fact that one, this is pushing your expansion into in a way that you've never really experienced before. It's causing you to fully rise. It's causing you to actually align with your most authentic self. It's pushing you to become the best version of you that you have access to right now. And then it's going to continue to push you into that energy. The thing is it's mutual. So it's one of these things that if you are feeling kind of a stormy energy around it, it's just because it's going to be so life changing. And that's kind of that, if you're feeling like a little bit of like, oh shit, that's what it is. Okay. This is actually romantic. Okay. Let's say, because the other thing too is when we're talking about our heart space, there's so much more that it governs than just romantic stuff. I mean, that's a huge part of it, of course, but there's more to it than just a romantic energy. But there is definitely a romantic thread of energy here. So if you're being called to take action towards somebody that you have a romantic interest in, well, let's see. We've got the thinking man. So, this is masculine energy, very, intelligent, intellectual, logic, very logical. You could be being guided to have a conversation with this person because we've got thinking man, thinking woman. And so there is this energy of you and this person communicating in a very harmonious way, and it's going to be victorious for you. So again, whether this is romantic or not, that's really ultimately the advice here is to take action on this situation. I've been randomly like just playing with the cards and splitting it and looking at the ones like where I split over here. And we just got the happy family. So this could definitely be like a reunion energy for some of you. This could also be something that you're focused on having in your life from this point forward. Um, So if that's the case, it is here for you. Um, it is going to require you to continue to break down that ego and to release those limiting beliefs and release those limitations that are telling you that you can't have this, you're not worthy, blah blah blah. And then angel of strength. So yeah, that's really talking about tapping into that inner strength, tapping into your inner courage, knowing that you are deserving of this. if you're being if you're being spiritually called to a specific person right now, there's a reason for it. Just remember that. So it just started raining, and there was part of me that wants to pause it and go stand in the rain. Anyways, um, just go spin in circles in the rain. Anyhow, I live in a state where it doesn't rain a lot, and when it does, it's for like maybe an hour. But anyhow, okay. Rain could be significant. Thunderstorms could be significant. That could be a sign or synchronicity. Um, yeah. Okay. Give me just a second. Okay, so I paused it for a minute. I did not go stand in the rain, but I stuck my head out there and had to smell the rain. Okay, anyways. Back to your message. So I kind of started chuckling because I feel like we actually are taking a little bit of a turn where it's about to get really specific. Um, if you are if part of this shift for you has to do with a romantic interest, that's the thread of energy we're gonna follow here for a minute. The cards that just came out, it's screaming romantic energy. So we're gonna follow it. So we've got envy in a man holding a heart just came out. And so we've got the woman holding a heart, man holding a heart. So that's masculine, feminine energies holding a heart for each other. And then we've got no place like home. So this is probably a person that there's this like, it's kind of a hard thing to explain, but if you felt it, you'll know what I mean. It's the person that you don't have to perform for. And funnily enough, this is the person that you would want to perform for. So it's kind of like a weird paradox because it's like this is the person that makes you want to do certain things that normally you wouldn't do for other people. But this is also the person that doesn't expect you to do those things. They're not going to judge you based on stupid, little shit or even big shit. Like it's such a different type of experience. But there is that concept, that energy of just like you just feel at home with this person. You just feel like you can just drop the mask. And maybe it doesn't feel like that currently because I'm feeling a distance between you and this person, but it's one of those things at some point you have felt that way with this person. And then now there's a longing to feel that again, to be in this person's presence. And that could be where it's like giving the gift of presence to each other. Yep, confirmation. Okay. And then we've got fork in the road and financial constraints. So finances could definitely be playing a factor here. Fork in the road and indecision, pretty much tomato tomato kind of energy. It's very much, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I go towards this person? Do I not? So there's definitely that indecision energy here. And then you've got garden in the gate and hostilities. So you could feel like this person is out of your reach. I just heard out of your league. Um, but it's not, that's not actually how it is in the energy, and that's where this hostilities card is coming in. And so this is a story that you're telling yourself. That's a little harsh. Kind of is though. Because the thing is in this energy, it's like there's a compatibility here and a resonance between you and this person currently, like as you are now, as this person is now, there is a resonance. There is this mutual desire. It's just the perception that you feel like this person is out of reach. It's the perception that you feel like you aren't ready to go towards this person because of whatever else. Definitely could be finances. So it's a perception thing. It's not an actual like I was gonna say reality thing. That sounds really harsh. It's more of just like I'm feeling the energy of you and then I'm feeling the energy of this person and there's a resonance in it. So it's not, yeah. So it's one of those things like in connections like this, because this is definitely a high level soulmate type connection here. The longing, feeling like home, and being able to gift each other that presence. Plus, we've got unconditional love out here. So they're in the appreciation and the temple path and co-create. So all of these cards are indicating that you and this person are a perfect match. You are in an energy where you're ready for this person. This person's ready for you. It's just a perspective that you're not. Okay. Oh, you could be worried about a cycle repeat. Um, So if you have a past with this person, you could be worried that it's going to happen in the same way. The thing is, though, is again, like energetically where you and this person are, I don't feel like this is what you would experience with this person. I feel like this is a complete shift. Okay. Okay, so happy family just came out in the reverse position. What I'm getting is there's this feeling that there's a perception here that this isn't possible for you with this person for some reason. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well, we've got door to romance. So it is possible. And door to value and blossoming abundance. Okay. Oh, okay. And healer of the ages. We saw that to start this reading. Okay, so door to romance and door to value and then blossoming abundance. What I'm getting is you have blossoming abundance in your energy. there is an interesting tie between these two doors. It's like you allowing yourself to walk through this door to romance is also going to walk you through a door to value. So what that means is you consciously take action and walk through this door to romance, and then what you don't realize is there's like a secondary door right behind it that you don't see. And when you allow yourself to take action through this door, you're also walking through this door. So this is how you can really lock into this abundant energy now. It's not saying you have to do this or you're not going to be able to have abundance. It's saying that if you allow yourself to walk through this door now, there's this hidden element of abundance that's going to appear for you. And yeah, that was confirmation. So, um, there's also a healing that is on the other side of this door for you as well. It's a very deep healing. It's very profound. This could also indicate that your abilities will expand as a result of walking through this door. And it's just because this door right now is the door in front of you that is in alignment. And so it's like there's a huge door because we've got three different doorway cards here. So you've got a door in front of you that you're being asked to walk through, and it is originally under the guise of romance, but what you don't realize is it's also the door to spirit, and it's also the door to value. So this also does have to do with your spirituality, with authenticity, with alignment, and then it also does have to do with increasing abundance. Okay. Huh. Oh boy. What does that mean? I'm gonna like I asked when I was shuffling, I asked, what's up with this happy family card in the reverse? And the magician in the mirror came out, which is a mirrored soul energy. And then a leg up. So what's okay? This could be a divine counterpart situation. If so, that explains the complexity of the energy. Um, take it as resonates. Could be high level soulmate. Just, however it fits for you. There is mirroring in this energy though. Um, and then a leg up. So this is letting you know that you literally have a leg up when it comes to this situation, and it's because of your soul connection. So this happy family, this is a reunion union energy. This is happy, harmonious, romantic union, and then that overflows and creates that happy family environment, right? So this is a happy home environment, happy family dynamic. And what you don't realize is you do have this potential for union with this person, and a huge part of it is your soul connection. It's also where you're at on your journey at this time, and you have a leg up when it comes to this person. And so, really sit in that for a minute and allow yourself to feel what that means. What that means is because of this soul connection, because you have had some sort of spiritual awakening, your person has as well. So that would make sense why these doors are all interconnected, is because what you're doing is you're aligning with somebody, and you two together is very powerful. Very, very, the ability to co-create together is out of this world, is what I just heard. And so you have a leg up when it comes to this person. So allow yourself to feel that way. Allow yourself to know that you have what this person desires and what they deserve. And they have that for you as well. And so this is one of those things that's like, it's mutually beneficial. And it's one of these things too that if, yeah, because it's one of these things where it's like you may illuminate in this other person where they can rise and continue to be their best version. And then they will have that effect on you as well. This could also be a muse for you. With the second chakra here. This could be somebody who is like an eternal muse for you. They inspire your creativity. And the thing is with the magician and the mirror card, it's mutual. It's mirrored. So a lot of these things that you're worried about, you and this person are more evenly yoked than you realize. You are more a vibrational match with each other right now than what you realize. And I feel like that's the bulk of this is just you not seeing and realizing where you're at fully. It's like you're not seeing yourself clearly. You're seeing yourself in a more judgmental, limited lens. So, with love, stop judging yourself so harshly. We've got the fifth chakra in the here and now. And time to go. And TikTok. Holy shit. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. That's a whole string of energy that's coming through. Okay. Peace. Walking away in contract. Interesting. Okay, so peace could be something that you are focused on manifesting. Maybe you just want to feel peace in your life in general. Maybe you want to feel peace with another person, like in a romantic sense, peace in your home life, peace in your business life, just peace in general, right? So just having this feeling of peace and walking away in contract. Okay, interesting. What I'm hearing for okay, so yeah, what I'm hearing is to find this peace, it's going to require you to walk away from people, places, and things that are no longer in alignment anymore. People, places, and things in environments, that's places, that are holding you back, that are keeping you more in a limited energy where you have to kind of dim your light. You have to kind of manage what you say and how you say it because you might trigger somebody else, that kind of thing. By walking away from that type of energy, that is where you're going to continue to find this peace. And there is something here about a soul contract. Some of you could be dealing with legal stuff right now, and this could just be extra confirmation for you. The main thing I'm getting off of this contract card is soul contract, and it's also balancing out the situation. So for some of you, it is finding peace and balancing the situation. For some of you, it was after, okay, for some of you, this is a person you walked away from. And so you're being called to restore balance in this connection, which is also going to restore peace to you and your person. And then there's this opportunity for you to come together and actually have a union or reunion. Okay. Then for this thread of energy, okay, we've got the fifth chakra, fifth chakra, that's communication, that's the throat. So this is the recommended guidance in order to find this peace is to allow yourself to know one, you are worthy of this. You wouldn't be being called to this person if you weren't in alignment and there wasn't something more here for you. This is a high level soulmate. This is a mirrored soul. You do have a leg up when it comes to this. So what you're being guided to do right now is to make this decision and really allow yourself to walk through this door, which is the door to alignment. So it's a door to romance, door to value, and the door to spirit. So it's all three of those energies in one doorway. So you're being guided to walk through that door, communicate in the here and now. It's time to go because divine timing is in alignment. By the book. Ah, hmm. By the book card. This is doing things like in a traditional sense. Maybe there's a part of you that wants to do something traditional when it comes to this person. Um, but it's interesting 'cause this is like a non-traditional kind of situation. So there's something here where it's like you want to do something by the book. And maybe okay, I'm getting like an energy of like wanting to date this person in a traditional way or something like that. Maybe you're desiring to have like a kind of traditional connection with this person where it's like you start dating and then you move in and then you get engaged and then you get married, then you have kids or, whatever, like reorient that however, whatever. But it's like there's an element of wanting to do certain things by the book. But it's funny because it's an unconventional, untraditional type of connection. So it's like wanting to have some of those traditional things but also have an unconventionality with it as well. And then an unfinished symphony. So yeah, it's time to finish what you started when it comes to this person. And it's going to require you to communicate and take action. Yeah, you're being guided to stop overthinking it though, and just allow yourself to go towards this person and restore the balance. It is going to ask for you to tap along the edges and really tap into that vulnerability. There we go. Words are doing wordy things. And mend the situation, and it is being spiritually led. So when you're sitting there concerned that it's not for you, what you're not seeing is this is actually a part of your new life that is being brought to you by the divine. This is a fated connection. It is requiring you to tell the truth, and this is heart open truth, heart open communication. You could be observing this person from afar. Yeah, with the world card there could be a way that you're observing this person. Maybe they're in the public eye in some way. Maybe both of you are, something like that. Um, there could be a concern with a financial difference between you and this person, but I'm getting don't worry about that because you are walking simultaneously through a door to romance, a door to value, and the door to spirit. So, what that is going to look like in an actual way is you allow yourself to go through this door and communicate with this person that you're romantically interested in. Then, what happens is because of the energetic shift that you have by communicating with this person, because you and this person are in alignment, then it's going to open your energy up in such a way where now you are allowing yourself to receive more abundance. Then, what that's also going to help you do is continue to connect with spirit and pull into alignment. It is hinging on communication, though. It is hinging on you allowing yourself to communicate with this person. You could be having telepathic communication with your person as well. Um, that's the end of that one. Okay. So, yeah, you're being asked to go towards this person and clean it up in some way. So, yeah, divine feminine. So, yeah, you're being guided to clean up the situation with the divine feminine. So you could be the masculine. Which would make sense because there's a lot of like push for you to take action, bridge the gap, so on and so forth. It's not always recommended to do it that way, but in this case, I feel like it's really the ball's in the masculine's court on this one. Um, there are different possibilities that are available to you, and it's really going to open up and expand for you if you allow yourself to walk through this door to romance towards this person right now. Okay. Yeah, with love. Stop thinking this isn't for you. Just um stop overthinking it. This is for you. This is meant for you. This is your person. This is your mirrored soul. There is a part of you that has a deep knowing. That's why thinking about being with this person long term brings you a sense of peace. There's a reason for that. There's a reason this person activates you in the way they do. There's a reason that this person connects with you in a spiritual way. There's a lot of reasons for this. There's a reason this person feels like home. It's a soul connection. This is your mirrored soul. You automatically have a leg up because of the soul connection. Remember that. Just like above all else, remember that part. Like you have a leg up with this person, especially right now. There's something going on in the energy right now where you and this person are perfectly aligned. So yeah, you do have blossoming abundance in your energies. Don't worry about finances. Of course, budget and be mindful and all of those things. And just continue to focus on where money's coming in for you, even if it's a little bit here and a little bit there, so on and so forth. Keep focusing on that because it is in your energy. This is in alignment with divine timing. You absolutely can have this union reunion energy with this person in the here and now. And if you allow yourself to close this gap, go the distance, and, really get into that energy of like, it's time to go now towards the person that makes you feel like you're home. if you allow yourself to go towards this person, you're going to continue to connect with spirit in a bigger way, which is going to allow you to tap into authenticity in a bigger way. It's going to up level your finances as a byproduct, and you're going to be able to explore this beautiful unconditional love energy with another person in the physical realm. So it's time, okay, interesting message. It's time to allow yourself to take this from a purely energetic connection and actually ground it into the physical realm and have a physical and energetic connection with this person. So that's ultimately what you're being guided to do. You have free will, it's your life. You get to choose what you want to do. Ultimately, I feel like you want this. I feel like you're still looking at it through a lens of not being able to have it. It could be some of that, like, not really, it's just unknown to really feel the level of happiness that I feel like is a potential with this person. That's the foreign part. That's the part where it's like it's kind of stressing you out because normally I'm getting that for whoever I'm talking to, when a situation seems very happy and joyful, there's a part of you that doesn't trust it because you're waiting for that other shoe to drop. You're waiting for the facade to lift. You're waiting for the mask to drop. You're waiting to be let down because that's what you've experienced up until now. What you aren't fully seeing yet, or what you aren't fully allowing yourself to know within yourself, is that this is a completely different situation. This is the era of your life where now you get to experience, instead of being on these cycles and going round and round and always experiencing the same thing, you're walking away from these cycles. And so what that does is that opens you up to experiencing things in a very different way, evenly yoked, mutually beneficial, so on and so forth. And so it's really, yeah, it's really saying that you are going to be victorious if you allow yourself to go towards this person that you have a soul contract with. You're being guided to them by the divine. This is an energetic connection. It's magical. If you really think about it, what you're experiencing with this person right now is magical. So allow yourself to go have that confirmed in the physical realm. And with that, you're going to be victorious when it comes to the situation. You are going to achieve success beyond what you even thought was possible for you. And it is because you and this person are going to co-create together, and you're going to uplevel your community as a whole. And that is going to help you change your life in ways that you aren't even fathoming right now. So yeah, just make sure you continue to rest and rejuvenate. Do, what you're being called to do as far as like making those healthy choices for yourself, and then allow yourself to go this distance and exchange that gift of presence with this person, because I really feel like you're not going to regret it. This person is on the same page as you, whether you know it or not. There's something here about leopards or cheetahs. That could be an extra confirmation. Maybe horses as well, or owls, birds in general. There's also an energy of mating for life that's coming through here. So if this is somebody, yeah, there could be that element too, where it's like this person makes you feel in a way that nobody else has ever made you feel. Now it's coming back around because there is this new beginning, this fresh start that you do have with this person. And it is coming as a result of you walking away from people, places, and things that aren't in alignment. You've done enough of this. I feel like you're kind of still in a little bit of a cleaning it up, still kind of reorienting yourself in certain ways, but the thing is you are ready for this connection now. And there's a reason you're being guided to take action right now, so just remember that as well. Continue to pull into the present moment, listen to the guidance as it comes through. Do your best not to filter that guidance through the lens of lack or limiting beliefs. Filter that guidance through the lens of, this is for my expansion. I am deserving and worthy of anything that the divine is guiding me towards. I wouldn't be being guided towards it if that wasn't the case. And that's every area of life. So really do your best to look at that guidance through that lens. Look at things through that expansive lens, that limitless lens, and then follow the guidance. You have so much to be grateful for, and it's only going to increase the more you walk this path and the more you go towards this energy of unconditional love. When you continue to allow yourself to go towards this energy and embody this energy of unconditional love, the more you are going to have to be grateful for and appreciate on a regular basis. Okie dokie. Well, with that, Yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. So I hope this resonated. Beautiful message. Kind of took a turn there towards the end. Um, Ultimately though, it's beautiful. Yeah. Okay. I just got into holy shit. It's a lot of chakra cards. Lots of chakra cards. There's another divine timing card. Okay. So there's a little bit more. Okay. You've had a heart expansion with the heart chakra card. There's this heart opening, heart expansion that I'm feeling. There has been a clearing of your solar plexus. That's where worthiness wounds sit. There and then yeah, because this is self-confidence. And so this is where you're really being called to tap into that self-confidence, tap into that willpower, release the shame, and know that you are deserving of this now. Um, Regardless of what happened with this person in the past, release that shame and know that you have the ability to mend whatever happened in the past with this person, and they are ready and willing to take things to the next level with you now. So just know that. And the root chakra, this is the base, sits at the base of the spine. The color's red, and it has to do with our survival. It has to do with actually experiencing things in the physical realm. So you are now ready to experience this type of love that you feel for this person in the physical realm, and they mutually feel this way for you as well. And divine timing is here. So all you need to do is just breathe and know that this beautiful dream reality is aligning for you. And all you're being guided to do right now is to take action and walk through that door to romance, and the rest is going to work itself out. So just focus on that. Um yeah, you and this person that you met serendipitously, so this is an energy where it's like you met this person in a very divine way. If one little thing went slightly different, you wouldn't have met this person when you did. Like, you can see the divine orchestration. There is also this energy of there is a serendipity in the energy between you and this person. Now, you can literally tell because of the signs and synchronicities in that energetic pull that you're feeling towards this person, the divine is literally bringing you two back together now, and it's for a reason. You and this person are connecting in between worlds right now. That's that energy connection. You are connecting, I feel like consciously, both of you are connecting with each other in, hold on, um, in the energetic realms. Okay. I just got all like blushing and cheesing. Holy shit. Um, okay, we've got Treasure Island. So that's the thing too. Treasure Island, that's really saying you're on your way to this dream reality, you know? You're on the way. And on this Treasure Island card, what I love about it is there's this treasure box. Yeah, that's what that's called. A treasure box that's open and there's hearts fluttering around it. And so it's saying that when you're following your heart, you have no choice but to end at Treasure Island and experience your dream reality. So allow yourself to follow your heart. Your heart is calling you towards this person that you're connecting with in between worlds right now. Um, you're being divinely led back together, and it's for a reason. Divine timing is now, and if you allow yourself to breathe and pull into the present moment and filter the guidance that you're getting through the lens of expansion and opportunity and abundance instead of limiting it through the lenses of lack and worry and not being good enough, that kind of energy. When you're allowing that guidance in through that expansion energy, and you're allowing yourself to see it as the magical connection that it is, you know, it's the guidance is going to feel different. You're going to perceive the guidance different. So do your best to get centered, get grounded, pull into the present moment and listen to the guidance and judge it through the lens. Well, it's more discern versus judge. Discern it through the lens of this is for me. This is for my dream reality because that is now what I'm focused on and aligning with. So you wouldn't be being called towards this person if it wasn't in alignment with this. And you wouldn't have gone through the expansions and the heart openings and the everything you've been going through lately, you wouldn't be going through that and then being simultaneously pulled and drawn towards this person. I almost said back towards this person. You wouldn't be being drawn to this person in such a major way if there wasn't a potential here for you and this person to come together and actually, you know, like help each other co-create and live life together. Because ultimately, I feel like that is what you're desiring. I feel like that's what your person's desiring, and it's here for you. So, okay, with that, I'm officially going to leave it here now. So, if you stayed until here, until now, thank you, thank you. I hope this resonates. Ultimately, you're so close. You're so close. So keep going. You got this. Feel free to hit that like button. It does help out the channel. So thank you. And if you'd like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free. I will see you on the next message. Bye.